I never thought I'd be the type of person to hire a babysitter off the internet, but as a single mother of two, with late nights at work piling up and no family close by, I had no choice. That's how I met Lisa. She came highly recommended in the local parenting groups. They called her the perfect sitter, good with kids, reliable, professional. So when I found her profile, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. But what I didn't know is that Lisa was hiding a terrifying secret. And by the time I realized something was wrong, it was already too late. It started perfectly. Lisa showed up at my door the first night, all smiles and dressed neatly in jeans and a bright yellow top. Her curly hair was tied up in a bun, and she radiated warmth. My kids, Max and Emma, instantly took a liking to her. She sat on the floor with them, laughing, playing with toys, and within minutes, the house felt peaceful. I remember thinking, finally, a break. But now, looking back, I realize how wrong I was. For the first few weeks, everything seemed perfect. Lisa would arrive right on time, often bringing little snacks for the kids. Max, my 5-year-old, would always run to the door when she knocked. And Emma, my 7-year-old, would beg Lisa to read her bedtime stories. I would come home from long shifts to a spotless house, the kids already tucked into bed. It was too good to be true. Then little things started to happen. It was subtle at first. I remember one night Emma woke up screaming from a nightmare. I rushed to her room, expecting the usual, but she just sat there, her eyes wide with fear, refusing to speak. When I asked her what was wrong, she just whispered, "It's the shadow, Mommy." I brushed it off. Kids have nightmares, right? But then I noticed the way Max would sometimes stare off into space when Lisa was around, like he was listening to something I couldn't hear. One evening, after I got home, I noticed something strange. There was a small bruise on Emma's arm. When I asked her what happened, she just shrugged and said she didn't remember. Lisa, standing in the kitchen, smiled sweetly and said, "They were playing rough earlier. Kids will be kids." I wanted to believe her, but something about the way Emma avoided my eyes made my stomach twist. A week later, I started feeling uneasy. Every night when Lisa would leave, there was this odd tension in the house. The kids became more quiet, more distant. Emma stopped playing with her toys, and Max started refusing to sleep in his own room. Then, one night, everything changed. I had an overnight shift and left Lisa to watch the kids. Before leaving, I kissed them goodnight, reassured by Lisa's usual smile. But something in the pit of my stomach didn't sit right, so I decided to check the baby monitor on my phone while I was at work. That's when I saw it. On the live feed from Max's room, I saw Lisa. She wasn't sitting or reading to him. No, she was standing over his bed, whispering something into the air. I couldn't hear her, but her lips were moving rapidly, and Max was lying completely still, almost as if he was in a trance. My heart started pounding. I switched to Emma's room. She was lying in bed, wide awake, staring at the door as if she was waiting for something. Her eyes were filled with fear. I knew I had to get home, and fast. When I burst through the front door, Lisa was sitting on the couch, casually scrolling through her phone. My heart was racing, but I tried to stay calm. I confronted her, asked her what she was doing in Max's room. At first, she smiled like nothing was wrong. Then her face changed. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "You don't understand. I'm protecting them." My blood ran cold. I told her to leave. I didn't care what she was talking about. I just wanted her out of my house. But the way she left, it felt wrong. There was something eerie about her calmness, as if she knew something I didn't. That night, after I locked the door, I barely slept. I could feel something was terribly wrong. The next day, I tried to track down more information about Lisa, but when I contacted the references she gave me, things didn't add up. No one really knew her. One of the families didn't even remember hiring her, and when I searched her name online, it was as if she didn't exist. I kept a close watch on my kids after that, installing cameras all over the house. Max and Emma started to open up a little about what Lisa had been doing. Emma told me how Lisa would sit in the dark and tell them stories about things in the shadows, about how their mommy couldn't protect them, but she could. I wanted to believe it was just their imaginations, but deep down, I knew something was terribly wrong. The cameras didn't show anything unusual at first, just Lisa acting normally. But then, one stormy night, I saw her again. I woke up to a loud bang and rushed to the kids' room. The window was wide open, rain pouring in, and there in the corner was Lisa. Her face wasn't sweet anymore. Her eyes were cold, and her smile, that smile will haunt me forever. She whispered something again, something I couldn't understand. "You should have listened," she said. "Now it's too late." That was the last time I saw Lisa. She disappeared after that, and no one ever heard from her again. But I moved, took my kids far away. We're safe now. At least, I hope we are. So, if you ever leave your kids with someone, be careful. You never really know who you're letting into your home.